I was burned out, not because I was doing too much, but because I was putting in so much effort and seeing nothing in return. I didn't even realize I was burning out until I was at my breaking point. Mid last year, I lost my job, and very quickly things started going downhill for me financially. The reason was because as soon as I lost my job, I decided not to look for another 9 to 5, but instead to start my own business. So I did all the research, I found something, and I invested everything I had into it. I was really sure about it. I honestly thought it was going to work because at that time, I believed I had done everything right. Well, now I know I didn't, but I didn't know that back then. So the business failed and I lost every single penny I had in my savings. That was really hard for me, but I'm a very resilient person. So I started thinking about my second option, which was, you guessed it, YouTube. I told myself, how hard could it be? I had already started making videos here and there, but now I decided to go all in, build a presence on YouTube because I thought this could be my ticket to financial stability. Of course, I wanted to help people and create meaningful content, but the financial burden I was under at that time was so urgent that I needed something to work fast. But YouTube was not happening the way I thought it would. The money pressure was mounting, and no matter how much effort I put in, I was not seeing results. I was doing the work, I was learning everything about video editing, creating content consistently, staying on top of trends, but YouTube just was not delivering the results I expected. It felt like no matter how much effort I put in, things were not moving forward. I mean, even now, if you look at my channel, it's still a small channel with under 100 subscribers. But at least now I have some traction. Before that, up until very recently, the views aren't coming, the engagement was zero, and growth felt like it was stuck somewhere in the YouTube algorithm. I knew I had something valuable to offer, but I just couldn't figure out how to break through the YouTube algorithm so that the people who needed my content could actually find it. Now, I didn't even know what burnout really looked like until I started feeling it creeping in. I had heard the word before. I had a basic idea of what it meant, but in my mind, burnout was just about working long hours, losing sleep, and needing to balance work and life. So I didn't realize it went deeper than that. And because I didn't have a regular job, the idea of burning out never even crossed my mind. And I had no idea that when you're constantly working, constantly pushing forward, yet feeling stuck like a hamster on a wheel, that could lead you to burnout too. I didn't know chasing something but never quite reaching it could drain you just as much as overwork. I'm sure a lot of you small YouTubers know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been putting in the work, filming, editing, and posting consistently, sometimes for years. You're staying up late trying to get the right cuts, waking up early to plan content, squeezing filming into any free time you have. You sacrifice weekends, social life, even sleep just to keep going because you believe in this. But somehow, it still feels like it's not clicking. And you know what's worse? You watching other creators blow up and you can't help but wonder, what am I doing wrong? You tell yourself to be patient, to trust the process, but the financial stress is real. Bills don't wait for views to roll in. And when you're putting in this much effort and not seeing any return, it starts to messing with your head. Like, am I even good enough? Should I just give up? So I get it. I've been there to the point where I had to take a step back because honestly, I just couldn't keep going. It got so unbearable. The exhaustion, the pressure, the constant feeling of why isn't this working, it all caught up with me. But at the same time, the idea of giving up was just too hard to accept. So I told myself, one last try. So I started doing some self-reflection work. Then I got this realization. I needed to recalibrate. Up until that point before the burnout, I had been positioning myself as an expert because that's what every guru tells you to do. Be the expert. So that's exactly what I did. And while the idea of being an expert isn't bad in itself, and yeah, it can feel good, but the truth is, it was not working for me. So I shifted, and this time I decided I was not going to be an expert. I was going to be a fellow traveler. I told myself, what if my audience didn't need a guru? What if they just need someone who understood? That's what changed everything. So instead of creating content that said, here's what you should do, step by step, I will now be creating content that says, here's what I'm struggling with today and how I'm working through it. Here's what I've learned about burnout from being deep inside it. Here's how I'm finding my way back to my purpose in real time. So from now on, my content isn't about telling people what to do. My content will be about documenting what I am doing. My goal is to build a value-driven career through social media. So I'm sharing the progress, the strategies, and the struggles as they happen. So if you clicked on this video because you feel like you are failing, let me reassure you, you are not failing at what you are meant to do. You might just need to recalibrate. Your growth isn't about proving you're already made it. Your growth is about showing up in the middle of the journey. Because right now, you're inside the exact process your audience is trying to navigate. And I know it feels impossible, like every door is closed, like nothing is working for you. But that's exactly what your target audience is feeling right now. And you might be saying, if I'm in it, how will I help others? Well, you don't have to have it all figured out to help others. You just need to keep showing up, even when you don't have all the answers. So my YouTube channel is about my personal transformation, helping others as I go through it. If you're in a similar position where your financial situation is tight and you've been doing everything to try and fix it, and you're a YouTuber making video, before you give up, I want to ask you for a favor. Let your channel be about a transformation you're going through. Maybe you're on a weight loss journey. Maybe you're navigating a career shift. Maybe you're rebuilding your life after a major setback. Whatever it is, document that. Shift your focus. Stop trying to be the expert and start being the proof. Give that one last try. And if you need support, I'm here. I'm going through it at the same time as you. So don't hesitate to reach out. I'll do my best to help, even if it's just to remind you that you're not doing this alone. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Darlene. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe for more content like this one.